Today on the channel we'll be unboxing the strongest one there is on Rip It Open with Newman. Welcome back to the channel, I'm your host Newman, and today we'll be unboxing the Immortal Hulk from Diamond Select Toys. The Incredible Hulk was created in 1962 by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Mutated by a gamma bomb after saving future sidekick Rick Jones, mild-mannered scientist Bruce Banner now transforms into the Incredible Hulk whenever enraged. A sometimes menace, sometimes hero, the Hulk is tangled with various supervillains and superheroes throughout the years, and was even a founding member of the premier superhero team, the Avengers. The Incredible Hulk has been immortalized in comic books, animation, film, and television, and most importantly, in what we'll be talking about today, in toys. Now, with the recent release of the Hasbro Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne 2-pack, I decided it was time to get a proper OG Avengers display. So while I anxiously await the arrival of the 2-pack, I'm going to go ahead and start building up the rest of the team with figures that are already available right now. I really had to do some digging to try and find figures that accurately portrayed the 60s Avengers, and also something that is in an affordable price range. I was able to find both a Diamond Select Hulk and an anniversary edition of the Hulk from Marvel Legends. However, the Diamond Select won out because I just wasn't quite feeling the Marvel Legends one. So we're going to open this up and take a look and see if I made the right decision. Now, right off the bat, this figure has got some pretty impressive packaging. There's bubble wrap, there's the little peanuts, the packing peanuts. It's obviously, in a box. And then the figure itself is wrapped in plastic. Very good packaging. All right, we've got an Avengers pin right here. That's pretty cool. I can go ahead and put that on the corkboard. FYI, this plastic is super secure. It's not coming off without a fight. It's so tight it almost feels vacuum sealed. And here we've got a Hulk pin. It looks like this is possibly the same artist that did the artwork for Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse. I'm not quite sure what his name is, or even if it's the same guy, but it looks similar in style. Okay, so finally getting the figure out of the package. The box is a little banged up. Despite all of that impressive packaging, the box came out a little dinged up. It's a good thing I'm going to be ripping this open, and I'm not a in-box collector today. Despite all the dings, the packaging looks very nice. It's more reminiscent of your classic action figure packaging as opposed to your more high-end stuff, even though this is a high-end figure. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get this up close and personal. Alright, here we go. The Immortal Hulk. We're not going to be pretty about this in any way, so we're just going to rip this right open since this is going to be going in the trash. No sense in being too delicate with this. Okay, looks like we got a pamphlet of all the other figures from Diamond Select. These look pretty cool. And that's a really good looking thing. Very nice. Like the Hulkbuster. Alright, and on the opposite side, we got some more. The Taskmaster looks cool. The rest I think I could give or take. And back to the figure. We're going to go ahead and free him from his plastic prison. Now, instead of having your basic flimsy plastic ties, these are actual wire twist ties. And let me tell you, it was an ordeal getting this thing completely unwrapped. I really should have just used a pair of wire cutters. But I was already in the middle of it. I was being stubborn, so I just went on. Okay, so look at this guy. This is a big old chunk of figure. Very nice. I really like the paint detailing, the airbrushing, the muscle definition, especially in the chest. That looks really good. And the back, too. Look at that. Okay, this looks really good. Very good head sculpt. He looks nice and angry. Right. A decent range of movement. Arms can only go up that far, it looks like. I don't want to press my luck. And these should be a bicep twist. Yep, it's there. It's just really tight. It's really tight. But it is there. It's just got to get warmed up a little bit. Alright, it looks like we got a single joint at the elbow, but that is tight. Let's try the other one. Okay, so left arm is pretty loose. Okay, it's not loose. It's just easier to maneuver. This right one, I may have to apply some pressure. There we go. Okay, so now I would never expect a double joint at the elbow for... Oh, that just popped off. But it goes in pretty well. Again, I would never expect a double jointed elbow for the Incredible Hulk because his muscles are so big. But I'm sure that there are some out there, and I probably have to eat my words. I believe there's a Goku figure out there, or just Dragon Ball Z in general, where the bicep actually goes up as you move the arm up, which is pretty cool. Obviously, it's not in this figure. But let's go ahead and check the legs. Alright, you can kind of do the splits. We've got a twist at the thigh. And I really like how the pants are sculpted around the knees. Right, so we got a... Actually got a double joint at the knee. That's surprising. Because his legs are so big. Kind of makes me wonder if they could have gone double jointed elbows, but whatever. It's not like the Incredible Hulk is a character that you want to get in a lot of acrobatic poses. He's not Spider-Man. He smashes. Very good ankle pivot, and that's really nice. Doesn't really go up and down that much, but the pivot's good. I don't know how I feel about that sculpt on the bottom. It looks like he's got him mashed against, you know, like a glass window. But, you know, whatever. But overall, all the joints are really tight on this thing, but once you get them moving, it's actually a lot of fun to play with. And he stands up pretty well when giving the stand-up test. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out this ab crunch. You know, it's kind of there. Twist is good. Twist is better than the crunch itself. I do wish we had a little bit more movement on the head so that he could look up. But let's go ahead and get this guy in some different positions. Let's get him in a ready to attack position. Whew, that elbow's tight. I mean, you can hear just how tight these joints are on this thing. Alright. See if we can get his chest out just a little bit. And can I make him stand? Is he not going to topple over? Come on. Okay, there we go. Brr. Okay, let's go ahead and go over some of his accessories. Let's go over the hands first. So there's some sort of palming, ready to attack hands. It's got some very nice detailing inside. Some nice sculpture going on there. Okay, those work pretty good. Alright. And let's check out the other head, which is a robotic head. I've never read the Immortal Hulk comic. Again, I really just wanted a classic-looking Hulk, and, you know, if I get an extra head that's slightly robotic, so be it. So let's go ahead and get some of these accessories on this figure. Right. Got your ball joint. Let's see how easy this is to pop on. So that's super easy, which I appreciate. Okay. Alright, but a good pop. A good click in there. Doesn't feel loose at all. Alright, and there we've got a Cyborg Hulk. Cool beans. Cool beans! So one thing I noticed from switching the heads, it looks like there are multiple pieces of plastic inside the head. I believe it looks like they've got a piece that they paint red for his mouth and then insert it, because you can see that there's a little bit of bleed of red paint inside the head. That's interesting. Or not. I don't know. Whatever. So now we're going to go ahead and test out the hands. Right. He's got some big old grabbing mitts. Some strangler's hands. Yeah, this is scary. Yeah, I like this. I like this. Again, I know nothing of Cyborg Hulk or what this means, but I do like this imagery. Can you imagine that? What's more terrifying than the Hulk? A robot Hulk. And again, the more that you work with this figure, the ease of movement through the joints gets a lot better, and the figure gets a lot more fun to play with and to put in these positions. It's actually quite nice. And to repeat, I really like the paintwork on this. He doesn't look too shiny or too plasticky. It looks nice and airbrushed. Let's go ahead and get his regular head back on and see how he looks with his grabbing strangler's hands and the classic head sculpt. That looks nice. Yeah, I like this. I do enjoy a mop top Hulk. Hey, the fade is good too, but this is a nice 70s, 80s Hulk that I can get behind. So it looks like we do have some pins in here, so these aren't pinless joints. That's fine though. I know this figure isn't old, but it's a little older than most of the other figures I've reviewed on this channel. It's, not even a long time, like maybe, 2-3 years maybe? Either way, this is still an impressive figure. I'm happy that I went with this one instead of the Marvel Legends. It's just the head sculpt on the Marvel Legends. I'm just not feeling it. Or the color of green. I know this is sacrilege, and I'm probably going to get some hate comments in the comment section if, anybody's watching this thing. Which is like 2 people. But the Marvel Legends are kind of give or take with me. Some of the figures I think are really good. They look really nice. But other figures, I think, they look like bad 90s artwork. Not this, though. This figure is super impressive. I think it's an overall win. Okay, so final thoughts. I think this is an excellent figure. It warrants the price tag, and it's one of the better looking, if not one of the best looking Hulk figures out there. On a pure aesthetic level, the figure is quite striking. It's quite beautiful. The paint application is very good. You've got nice airbrushing going on. The detailing in the muscle, especially the chest, the striations in the chest, look very good. As well as the stomach, like there are abs, but there's also kind of like a little bit of flab at the bottom. Which I always like the Hulk that's he eats a donut or two, not the one that's completely ripped. And it makes him look more Neanderthalish than Adonis Greek god, which I don't really think fits the Hulk. In fact, it's slightly reminiscent to the look he had for Mark Ruffalo's Hulk in the first Avengers movie. I think that's one of the best Hulk designs out there. So I'm glad that there are a few similarities between those two designs. In addition, you can see the veins in his skin as well, but it's not overdone. They're very faint, like a real person. They only look super pronounced on the feet and the hands and a little bit on the forearms. Again, like a normal person. The head sculpt is very good as well. My only gripe is that I wish there was another head where his mouth wasn't open, where he was just more grimaced. I don't think I'll really do anything with the cyborg head, although I do like the paint application and the design of that too. But yeah, I'm really probably not going to do anything with this. I would have just preferred another standard Hulk head that's either grimaced or smirking or something else. Visuals aside, the mechanics of the figure are pretty good as well. It's well proportioned, has a pretty decent balance, and a fairly good ab twist. And the crunch is there, but not so much. Shoulders only go up so far because his arms are just so big. I would have liked a double joint at the elbow if they could have made it, but it's not really necessary with the Hulk. I'm more glad that he has double jointed knees than anything else, because you can really get those running poses and squatting positions that look really good for the Hulk. Ankles were decent, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but I kind of wish there was a little bit of toe articulation in there. It probably would have just messed up the sculpt. It may not have looked very good, but there are a few poses where I really wish I could get some bend on his toes. Also, wish there could have been a little bit more movement on the head. Marvel Legends, their new Sabretooth, has a really good peg where it kind of moves up and down so you can really move that head around. That's fantastic. I wish there could have been something done with this. It almost seems like it should come standard for any figure that has really big traps. I know not too long ago I was saying how there's a good amount of Marvel Legends figures that I don't really care for, but their articulation is pretty on point for a mass-produced store-release figure under $40. This figure makes me even more excited for the Hank Pym and the Janet Van Dyne, two Marvel Legends figures which I think look absolutely fantastic. Especially those head sculpts. Those head sculpts look really good. And I think this figure is going to fit well with them. I greatly recommend this figure. I got mine from Amazon for about $100. And as of right now, it looks like it's still available if you've got the cash and you want to go ahead and get yourself a nice Hulk figure. Great job, Diamond Select. You get a gold star. Alright folks, so that's going to wrap everything up. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Ring the bell for notifications, and I will check you later.
Cool beans.